Hello friends, welcome to my channel Learn English with Sushila. My seventh video is use of verb for actions in past. I had made 6 videos to tell you use of verb in present. But I made this video, this 7th video, to tell you how to use right verb for actions in the past, so that you can compare present and past and use correct verb in both the times, in present as well as past. That's why I divided all the actions into 8 categories. First action, that is simple action in past. Simple action in past refers to the actions completely finished, having no continuity. And here we use second form of verb. Unlike present, only second form of verb is used. No S or es with singular. Whether subject is singular or plural, only second form of verb is used. For example, she played football. They played cricket. It rained heavily yesterday. So in this we use generally yesterday, last night, last week. It means that these actions took place in the immediate past. And we use daily or everyday also. Second action, routine action or past habitual activity. These actions include those actions which are done on daily basis, and if not done daily, they are done at regular intervals. Even general habits in the past include these actions, and here we use used to and first form of verb. For example, Gandhiji used to go to temple every day. She used to go to school by school bus. They used to play cricket every week. Third action, all-time action. All-time actions include those actions which were done in a particular context or in a particular situation in the past. And here also we use used to and first form of the verb. Particular context, I said. So, for example, when I went to Mumbai, I always remained busy. Second, whenever I went to my grandparents' house, they used to be very happy to see me. Now, fourth action, continuous action with mention of time. These actions refer to those actions which were going on in the past or past activity in continuity. And here we use was or were and ing with first form of verb. Here only we use was or were according to subject, that is singular or plural. We use was with singular subject and were with plural subject. And we use ing with the first form of the verb. For example, she was playing hockey. It was raining yesterday. Or they were playing cricket. Next, fifth action, continuous action with mention of time. So here the work is continuing, but mention of time is there. The work started in the past and it continued for some considerable time, and here we use had been and ing with the first form of the verb. We don't use was or were. Where reference to time is there, we use had been and ing with the first form of the verb. For time we use for or since. For is used with period of time and since is used with point of time. For example, they had been working in the factory for 15 years, or she had been practicing the whole day, that is since morning. So we have to mention time, and for time we use same, for or since. Next, sixth action, action finished in remote past or first action in the sequence of actions. Now, remote past means earlier, long time ago. Just add they had completed their house well in time. Or if two sentences are there, we have to say which action took place earlier. And the action which took place earlier, for that we use had and third form of the verb. For the other part, we use only second form of verb. For example, they reached the class when the teacher had started the lesson. So here, what action took place earlier? The teacher had started the lesson. They reached afterwards. That's why they reached the class when the teacher had started teaching the lesson. Next, seventh action, forced or pre-planned actions. Now, forced or pre-planned actions refer to the stress which is created by, or force which is created by some external factor, circumstances, or self-commitment. And here we use had and had to and first form of the verb. For example, he had borrowed money from the bank. That's why he had to return it back. He had to clear the exam as he wanted to get a job. So these actions which are forced by circumstances, by our commitment, or by some external authority, there we use had to and first form of verb. Then eighth action, intention to do action in the past. These actions show that there was intention to do the action in the past. And here we use was or were, going to and first form of the verb. Was again is used with singular and were is used with plural. And when we are using was going to or were going to, then we use only first form of verb. For example, I was going to start my studies when the guests arrived. She was going to sleep when I reached her home. So this way we use was or were. Now question is that in these sentences, what we do in negative and interrogative sentences. In first three, where we have used second form of verb or used to, we use in negative and interrogative sentence did. Did is used. Did is used in first sentence simple action, in positive sentence also, just to put special stress on action. For example, she did work hard to clear the exam. That is to put stress on the action. When we are having second and third action, where we use used to, here we don't use did in positive sentence, because used to will always remain used to. We can't say did used to, that will be wrong. So in second and third, we don't use used to. With used to, we never use did. We can use differently, that we are used to this type of lifestyle. Same way in fourth sentence, where was, were and ing with first form of verb. Here was and were, these are the helping verbs. They may be used in interrogative sentence and they may be used in negative sentence before not. Same way in six types of sentence where they were finished. Here we have the helping verb had, and we can use not after had, or we can use had before subject to make it interrogative. Then 7, that is forced or past pre-planned actions. Here we use had to. So here we don't use any other helping verb. And when we are having intention, so naturally the intention is in positive sense only, not in negative. Then I tell you that in past tense, in past actions, we use mainly three ways. One, second form of verb. Second, did and first form of verb, and third had and third form of verb. All these three, for example, he played cricket, he did play cricket, and he had played cricket. All these three, they show completion of action in the past, and they can be used this way. I give you one example. He did go to the office. Did go, I am saying, just to put special stress on the action. He did go to the office, typed letters, submitted to the officer, and came back. Same way, had. I told you that we use had and third form mostly in two-part sentences. Whenever action took place in the past long ago, in one-part sentence also we use had and third form. But generally we use had and third form in those sentences where we have two parts. For example, I reached the station after the train had left. The patient had died before the doctor came. She went to school after the bell had rung. So this way we can make the sentences which are finished in remote past, and there we use had and third form in that part which took place earlier. In the second part we only use second form of verb. As I told you that he had reached the school before the bell rang. So that way we have to take care where we have to use had and third form and where we have to use second form. In some sentences like fourth action where continuous action is there without mention of time, there also we can have two part. Then for example, she was sleeping when I reached her home. So this way also when two actions took place at the same time, in that case in one part we use was verb and ing, and in the other we use second form of the verb. So I hope that you might have understood how to use verb correctly for actions in past, and you can compare both these videos 6 and 7 just to make a comparison of the both. Thank you.